Hey guys, Mac here. So welcome to today's topic. I'm going to talk about something that I feel going to be critically important as a resetting tool in the context of COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, which is basically your niche. Doesn't matter whatever business area that you belong to, doesn't matter whatever niche you have, all of us have this superpower DNA that sometimes we fail to bring it out, and that's what I'm calling it as, like invoking your superpower DNA. That's an invisible force, all of us have it, and it is more important than ever in today's scenario that we need to either create it from the scratch, revisit it, or double down on whatever we are doing, depending on the type of business you are in, and then depending on how your business is going to get affected. So I'll talk about how to revisit your niche, how to create it if you're starting from the scratch. There's a couple of examples of some very successful niches just to set the tone. I'm going to also talk about where you can do the research on niche, and then I have some popular niches that are quite profitable, quite successful. This is not a comprehensive list, but I'm going to talk about that. And then I also have a couple of examples here that, in spite of these companies were in the niche industry, niche market, they are nowhere to be seen today. So let me just get started. So there are two principles of economics. If you want to be successful as a business, you need to find a need and fill that. So you need to find a gap in the market and fill that void. And the second one is that your product or service has to be unique enough, it has to be differentiated enough, and that it should matter to your target audience. In a sense, as they say, there has to be hungry crowd. So it doesn't matter, you might be a great, skillful, adept person, but if there is no hungry buyer, hungry customers, then it is not going to be serving any useful need for you. So how do you really revisit it, right? How do you really create it? So basically, these are my 6-step approach, and I will highly advise you to visit it, right? So everything starts with you. So depending on where you are in your journey, right? Try to revisit what is your passion, right? What excites you? What are your unique abilities that have made you successful till date? And what are some of the things that come naturally to you, for which people come to you for second opinion, advice? So that becomes your strength points, your assets, and that allows you to go into that Zen moment that you don't think twice when it comes to those things. So those are your strong trigger points. So keep that in mind depending on where you are. And then if your business is working, that's even great. I think you can just put a check mark on that, saying that yes, this is working for me. The second one is is really understanding what kind of niches are out there. So if your business is succeeding right now, you don't have to do research. Just don't do anything else. Just kind of stay in your lane and continue to do what you are doing. But if your business is going to be in the survival mode or pivoting mode, there are a couple of things that I would ask you to revisit in terms of revisiting your unique angle, in terms of what is that made you successful till date, and are there any creative ways where you can take the same unique capabilities, your unique angle, and then try to shift it online. So that's the thing. So in today's market, right, what might be missing in your niche is offering your niche through online experience, or maybe adding certain additional bonuses in terms of takeout, delivery, whatnot, right? And try to start taking a look at what do you wish should have been existed, right? So we know that we've been hearing that although the social distancing has been working right now, maybe it might come down to June, July, August for us to kind of get back into full routine. So between April and August, over the next 4 or 5 months, you need to come up with some creative angles to your niche. Don't change a whole lot of things, but try to bring in some additional angles from offering the same things from online perspectives more and more. The third one is less is more, and what it talks about is don't be a generalist, try to go deeper as much as you can, because that is where you will get more bang for your buck. Unless you are in business like McDonald's, Burger King, shampoos, colas, right, which are much more generalist in nature. For the most part, if you stay specific, that will also allow you to get more bang for your buck in terms of your ROI. So for example, if you are gonna be running some kind of social media ads, Google PPC AdWords, then it will be a lot easier for you to focus in terms of the keywords that you choose, in terms of the demographics, the psychographics that you choose. So less is more, think about that, revisit that. The fourth point is crowded markets. And what it means that your niche has to be in a field where there is a crowded market. There has to be a big piece of the pie in terms of try to look for your niches where they have like tons and tons of blogs, videos, podcasts. That means there is a lot of consumption. That means there is a lot of crowd. And one quick tip for you, if you want to kind of think about revisiting your niche, right? There are a couple of tools that you can try to take advantage of. One is Google Trends, that shows you what trends are happening, what trends are evergreen, what trends are not like fly-by-night deal. You can also go to Amazon, right? And then when you search certain products, right, you will see products are getting sold. There are tons and tons of reviews. That means there is a great market consumption, there is a great market demand. Or you can go to the bookstore as well. Depending on whether the bookstores are closed or not, that is yet another avenue for you to find out what areas have been working, what business areas where there is a great demand, where there are a lot of books on, so on and so forth, right? The fifth aspect, so we talked about four things. The fifth one is becoming an expert. So it doesn't matter whether your business is thriving, surviving, you need to do some kind of pivoting. You need to become trusted advisor, period. Doesn't matter whatever niche that you might be in. And the way you do that, right, is by becoming a student. So if you're starting from the scratch, right, you need to be a great student of the game, understand what are the different components and how those different pieces of the puzzle gel together and what has been working for other people and how you can learn from them. So be a student, be a continuous learner. As they say, Rome was not built in a day. So this might be a great reset for you in many ways because we were so busy prior to coronavirus, and this time over the next 30-60 days is a great time for you to revisit, reset in terms of what is that you want to do, what is that you are trying to achieve, right? So Rome was not built in a day, so keep that in mind. And then as you are becoming a trusted advisor, as you are honing down on your capabilities, right, start backing it up in terms of creating social proof, in terms of getting reviews or getting testimonials. It is going to give you great bang for the buck when things come to normalcy. So start building this as a critical asset for you. So these are like 6 things. Start with you, understand what excites you, revisit whatever you are doing, is that still legit, is that still valid, applicable. Research your niche, understand what other unique angles that you can bring in. Less is more, try to be specific as much as possible. And I will visit this point in terms of less is more, and I will connect that to what is here in a minute. Then go for the choose crowded market areas, become an expert, become a student, become a continuous learner, become a trusted advisor, and start backing it up, right? So here are some examples of popular niches that I researched on the internet, and I wanted to bring it to your attention. By the way, this is not like a comprehensive list. So if you are in one of these niches, right, you have a great potential ahead of you. So it could be diet, nutrition, exercise, weight loss, pets, self-improvement, personal development, yoga, internet marketing, affiliate marketing, digital marketing, dating, divorce, love, sex, technology, investing, and many more. So these are some of the popular niches that are evergreen in many ways. So if you are starting from the scratch, try to marry your passion points with these popular niches. Try to bring it in this niche research tools in there and come up with your proper targeted niche. So that's in a nutshell. And let me talk about, they say that less is more, which is true, which is what I agree as well, which is what I recommend as well. Don't be a generalist, try to go deeper. So if you take a look at all these examples, right, Blockbuster, Compact, Circuit City, Borders, they were in the niche areas. So Blockbuster was video rental service, Compact was computers, Circuit City was selling electronic stores, and Borders was, its niche was bookstore, right? So although they were in niche, right, and although they qualified the less is more aspect, I think where they got hammered down big time, and that is why they went into bankruptcy, is because they failed to take into account the market pulse. They were not ready to move on with the market trends. In the Blockbusters area as an example, right, they failed to understand and comprehend the impact of Amazon, right, the online service delivery, and that's why they got busted. So my another tip for you, right, although you are going to revisit, although you are going to create your niche, so on and so forth, right, also try to get a good pulse of your market in terms of what is coming, right, and you can get a great deal of information from Amazon, Google Trends. You can also try to subscribe to certain magazines or newsletters in your own industry that will give you bird's eye view in terms of what is coming down the pipe, and then accordingly you can channelize your niche in the right direction. So I hope it made sense to you. So that's in a nutshell what I wanted to cover with you. And again, this is your superpower. This is a great reset for all of us. Don't lose this time. I would highly advise you to either create your niche from the scratch, revisit it, get hone in on that, double down depending on what business scenario you might be in. If you are in the brick and mortar industry, which is what your bread and butter, then you need to start thinking about how you can effectively bring it in your online aspects, online tools, capabilities, and the more you can do that, the more it is going to help you out as well. So that's in a nutshell. Feel free to revert back with comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. Talk to you later. Wish you all the best. Take care.